Children discover and learn about their world when they play. Play develops imagination and creativity and gives children practice in the social skills they need in our world. A child's motor development becomes increasingly more refined through physical activity that play naturally provides. Through the manipulation of toys and materials, children develop small motor skills. Large motor skills are developed as a child runs, climbs, and throws a ball. Concerning social development, children become socially engaged through many different kinds of play. By playing with one another, children learn social rules, such as waiting, taking turns, cooperation, and sharing things. Mildred Parton categorized social play, that is, that done with others, into 6 categories. We'll take a look at those. Unoccupied play. The child is not playing with anyone or anything. He or she is standing or sitting without doing anything observable. Despite appearances, this is definitely play and setting the stage for future play exploration. The next category is solitary or independent play. A child may be in a room full of other children, but he or she is playing alone and not paying attention to anyone. This type of play is important because it teaches the child how to keep him or herself entertained, eventually setting the path for being self-sufficient. Any child can play independently, but this type of play is the most common in younger children around ages 2 or 3. At that age, they are pretty self-centered but lack good communication skills. If the child is on the shy side and doesn't know playmates very well, he or she may prefer this type of play. In onlooker play, the child watches and observes the play of others around him, may ask questions, but doesn't enter the play. Onlooker play is when a child simply observes other children playing and doesn't partake in the action. It is common in younger children who are working on their developing vocabulary. It could be that the child feels shy, needs to learn the rules, or maybe is the youngest and wants to just take a step back to observe for a while. Parallel play, or parallel activity, is a term that was introduced by Mildred Parton in 1932 to refer to a developmental stage of social activity in which children play with toys like the children around them are using, but are absorbed in their own activity and usually play beside rather than with one another. This is typical 3-year-old behavior, children having fun, playing side by side in their own little world. Despite having little social contact with their playmates, the children who parallel play actually learn quite a bit from one another because even though it appears they aren't paying attention to each other, they truly are and often mimic the other one's behavior. As such, this type of play is viewed as an important bridge to later stages of play. In associative play, 2 or more children are playing the same game, talking with each other. They may share material, but they are not working together to create something or connecting with one another. Think children building a city with blocks. As they build their individual buildings, they are talking to one another and engaging each other. This is an important stage of play because it helps little ones develop a whole host of skills. Socialization, what should we build now? And problem solving, how can we make this city bigger? Cooperation, if we work together, we can make our city even better. And language development, learning what to say to get their messages across to one another. Through associative play, this is how children begin to make real friendships. Cooperative play, where all the stages come together and children truly start playing together. 2 or more children are playing with blocks or some game or material, building the same thing, talking with each other, and working together to create something. Cooperative play brings together all of the social skills the child has been working on and puts them into action. Whether they are building a puzzle together, playing a board game, or an outdoor group game, cooperative play really sets the stage for future interactions as the child matures into an adult. While these stages are important and necessary for a child's social development, there are other types of play that also contribute to a child's maturity. These types of play usually develop as a child begins to engage in cooperative play, and they include symbolic play, dramatic fantasy play, or let's pretend. Symbolic play also occurs when a child pretends that one object is another. For example, a block can be a car or a phone. According to Vygotsky, pretend play, especially social, aids cognitive development and understanding of the world. It is creative and can be physical, like pretending to be an animal, and social, it's good for language development. Many kids love to play dress up. How about doctor or restaurant or superhero? This type of play not only gives a child's imagination a workout, but they learn how to take turns, cooperate, share, and work on language development. Through role play, kids are also able to learn about functioning in the greater community. Gross and fine motor skills really come into play here. Whether the child is throwing a ball or riding a bike, physical play encourages kids to be active. By age 4, children typically engage in constructive play, which involves manipulating objects to produce or build something, like Legos, puzzles, cut and pasted pictures, and so on. Whether it's a board game like Chutes and Ladders or playing on a local soccer team, the child is engaging in competitive play, setting agreed upon rules or limits, following established rules, taking turns, and functioning as part of a team are the big lessons taken from this type of play. Children sometimes need guidance about dealing with both winning and losing. By this point, you should easily be able to answer this question. Play develops communication skills, cognitive skills, creativity, imagination, motor skills, social skills, emotional intelligence, and moral development. Children learn the skills necessary to effectively participate in their world through play. Play provides children with natural opportunities to engage in concrete and meaningful activities that enhance physical, language, social, and cognitive development. During play, children increase their knowledge and understanding of self, others, and the physical world around them.